About to start over now, and I just begun the video. Okay, as you can see, I've got my tufting cloth set up on my tufting frame. I've got my image projected onto it. I did this work inside of Adobe Illustrator. Always turn your image around, flip it, and it'll be perfect because it comes out the other side of the tufting cloth. As you can see, I've got my image onto the frame, and I'm about to start tufting with this tufting gun here. Really great gun. There it is, as you can see. Okay, look, I got this thing off of Amazon for like 115 bucks. Not a bad deal. If I were you, do whatever you want. If you want to spend $300 or $400 on a tufting gun by one of these name brand websites, go ahead and do it. You can get the same thing for 100 bucks. Save yourself some money. Okay, so that was pretty good. I did the eyebrows on the little guy there, and then now I have turned it around and trimmed it, blew it off a little bit, and now I'm back at it. I'm working on the eyes here, as you can see, and it looks pretty good. Okay. It's just silly. Okay. All right, so the deal with this is, if you'll see right here, you'll see the lines where I've got that are there. That's there for a reason. Somebody asked me the other day, well, why do you put lines between your yarn there? Well, you're gonna need to do that because I've done one before where I put the lines exactly next to each other, and trust me, it's not good because it's so much yarn packed in that little bit of space, especially if you do a doubling up like I do. I put 2 pieces of yarn inside the gun when I'm working on it, and so it's feeding a lot of yarn inside that space. So you do want to put a little bit of space, probably an 1/8 of an inch or a quarter of an inch on space between your lines, and then that way you're going to be able to have really good density on the other side and not be too much. Okay, so I'm blowing through this thing right here. I've got my black eyebrows, I've got my blue eyes, working on the different shades of green for the body and the skin, and it's going pretty good. Things are going great. I'm feeding that yarn through there like nobody's business, and it's going really good. I'm working on the cat now, on the collar and the eyes and the little meow mouth for the cat, and I'm working on my signature there, and it's going pretty good. That's one of the things I'm going to be doing with my rugs and my artwork. I'm going to be including my signature on all the pieces. I just think it does it. I think it personalizes it. As an artist, I want to have my name on my work. It's mine. I'm doing original work. I'm not really planning on copying anybody or doing any kind of work that doesn't belong to me. I'm not going to be doing Pokemon stuff or artwork from another artist. I'm going to be making this stuff all on my own. So I think that goes without saying. I should be doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to do somebody else's copyrighted work or intellectual property, go for it. I hope it works out for you. That's cool. It's all good. Everybody has to make that decision for themselves. For themselves. I don't want to be sued by somebody. I don't want to years later somebody come back and say, oh, you took my artwork, or blah blah blah, or oh, now you owe me all this money, because that happens. Somebody takes your work, you have every right to be compensated for that because you're the one that put the hard work in there to create it. Okay, so now I'm over here. Got the orange, got the yellow in the background. It's zipping along, going really good. Now this time lapse, I really like doing a time lapse like this. I'm a huge fan of everybody on here that's doing videos like this. I have learned so much, and when I was trying to get into this, let me tell you, this is a resource that you can't beat. YouTube is amazing for learning things, learning new techniques, as you're going to see here with my work. You're going to see what I'm doing, and I hope it will help you in your journey of tufting or creating art and everything like that, because it really is a learning experience, and everybody has to take that journey on their own. But if you can learn from other people, why not, man? Go for it, learn it, watch it. Let's watch these videos. If you create videos about tufting, I promise you I'm going to be watching them and I'm going to like them, and I hope you'll like my videos too. Okay, so where I got my bowl of ramen there, got my noodles, got my cat completed. Now I'm trying to finish up that face, and that's looking good. On that side of the face, I'm going with a darker green color, which is kind of neat. And then I'm going to come in and lay in that highlight, which is on the other side of the mouth. Okay, I'm laying in those chopsticks. Looking good. Laying in the green that's around the star that's above his head. Looking good. Now I'm going to do the outer ring, the green outer ring. And as you can see, I'm pulling off those little shards of yarn as I go. I just like to kind of clean as I go. I like to keep a tidy rug going. You know, something I thought about doing. Probably should start trimming a little bit more along the way. I think a lot of people do that now. You know, they'll do a part of a color or a section, and then they'll take their scissors and go around the other side and sort of trim it up a little bit. Planning on also setting up a camera on the other side, so you'll be able to see on the other side of the rug as well what I'm doing. This is the back side of the rug, as you see there, and all that stuff is spitting out on the other side. The full rug, the full untrimmed version of the rug, and you're gonna see here in a little bit. I'm gonna turn this thing around when I finish. I'm almost done. Yeah, I'm done right there. Okay, that's great. Looks good. Okay, here's the other side of the rug. I'm doing a quick once-over trim with my handy sheep shears or shears. I've got this little platform here that's going to like make sure it stays flat. I got this for like 20 bucks off of Amazon. This thing right here is magic. It's like a sheer $55 off Amazon. No reason to spend $100 on this, people, because you don't have to, not unless you just want to. You're getting some kind of a discount code. Great, you're probably going to pay exactly what I've just paid. But look, do what you got to do. It's all good. Okay, so look, if you notice, I got like a breather on for this. It is vital that you wear that. If you don't wear that, you're basically breathing in microscopic yarn fibers into your lungs and into your nose and your body. That's not healthy. That's really not good for you to be doing that. Okay, so consider that. I got that thing down at what is it, Harbor Freight for $25. You can buy those breathable things, and they're really good. And as you can see, I'm just kind of going through here. I'm trimming it up before I take it off of the loom, as you say, or off of the backing, off of the frame, vacuuming it off, kind of making it clean as possible, flipping it around here. Okay, now this is really cool. Now this is the glue. I don't have it with me, but it's Robert's 6700, I believe that's the name of this glue. I think a gallon of it's like $25 or $30 off of Amazon. I know I'm an Amazon nut, but hey, where else are you gonna buy it? If you buy it somewhere else, well, you can get it at Lowe's, I guess. And there's all kinds of different types of glue that you can buy. But as you can see, I'm zipping through here on this time lapse, covering it completely. You're gonna see in just a second, I'm gonna put a glove on my hands, and I'm going to smear that in. Now that's really important that you smear that glue in. You get it in all those cracks and crevices, get it all up in that yarn, because that's the thing that's gonna be holding this yarn into place. If you don't have that, there you go, there are the gloves. Now if you don't know, here I am cutting it out. This is going really quick. Okay, so I cut it out, and now I'm gonna be sizing this thing for the backing. Now this backing here is like a material, like a really thick material, and I just got it sized. Now this, I'm actually taking some glue, and I've cut it, and I'm taking the pieces and slicing them that way they fit, and then I'm gluing them down into the back of it. Okay, and I'm using that glue, and I got a piece of cardboard there where I'm trying to prevent the glue from getting on the fibers, which are going to be on the front of the rug. And I'm just kind of making my way around doing that. And if you'll notice, I got the cardboard there kind of shielding it a little bit as I go. But the backing I'm not using a felt. I'm not really a big fan of the felt. I don't like the felt because it just collects so much dirt and dust. And you may say, well, my God, you must have a bunch of dirt and dust and dirt wherever you are. But yeah, I mean, it collects it, and it's real hard to get it loose. But this here, it's almost like a furniture fabric, like, you know, that would be on a furniture, like a cloth material. It's really thick and sturdy, and it's got some weight to it. And look, I'm just gluing that down, folding it over, spraying it, folding it down onto the glue, and then I'm gonna fold up the other side, put glue down on the other side, and then spray that glue on there. And that glue, that's that Gorilla Glue. I think you can get it for like $9 a bottle. I think I got mine from Joann's or somewhere like that, but you can get it anywhere. You can get it at Walmart, Lowe's, Amazon. And now, as you can see, I'm trimming off this edge, getting that where it's not going to be overlapping along the outside edge, as you can see. And that's really just kind of a process that you're going to see there too. You're going to have to do that because you don't want it sticking out looking ugly. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of a trim up right here, just kind of fine tuning everything, getting those yarn colors separated, getting the parts of the image separated from the other parts. And it's doing this it's just gonna make it look better, and you're gonna want to do that. Now you may have to go back in and trim this thing up again if it's too long, but this is a time-consuming part of it, but it's a very rewarding part of it, and it's very rewarding to see that yarn kind of come into place, and it starts to really look good and really refined once you kind of do that. Now I want to talk to you about scissors real quick. I may be using these are kind of like your standard cloth scissors. You've also got these kind of scissors here where these are really good. A lot of people recommend these because you don't have to put your fingers in the holes. You can just take your whole hand and squeeze it, which is kind of nice. And those are really great. I'm gonna add all this stuff up here in a little bit and kind of show you the cost of all this stuff to get into this. It does cost a little bit to get into it, but look, you can cut corners and you can save a lot of money, and it will be worth it and rewarding. Okay, here's some more scissors here. These are these little bitty baby scissors here. You can get in there and just, you can hear that, yeah. You can get in there and do some really good stuff with it. But you also got to have a vacuum cleaner with some kind of a suction thing on there, because you create quite a mess with this. Create really a lot of yarn fibers, and if you have a light kind of shining behind you, you can see all those fibers in the air. So it really pays to wear a respirator or some kind of air filter whenever you're doing this, because if you don't, you can breathe that in, and that could be really, really bad. Okay, that goes without saying. You know, you want to be safe, and you want to make sure you're not harming yourself when you're doing this. Okay, it's coming along good. This is a very time-consuming part of it, but very necessary. You got to do this. Okay, so as you can, I'm just going to recap. So what I've done is cut it off. I glued the backing onto it. Now I'm doing some final trimming, some trimming up, making it look good. And you're going to see here in just a minute, I'm going to start on my whip stitch. Now the whip stitch is really great because it's going to give you like a refined edge along the border of your rug. Now some people don't do that. A lot of people, I've been watching a bunch of videos, people working in this medium, and you're gonna see, a lot of people don't even do this. They just basically refine it, glue it down, trim it up, and then they ship those babies out. But you know, I'm looking for a little bit more refined, more custom edge to this, and so that's the reason why I've went that route by doing this. Oh yeah, I'm trimming up those chopsticks, getting that color to separate really good. It's looking good there. Okay now. Cats, I tell you. Okay, yeah. Very good. Vacuuming it off. Vacuum all that stuff off of there. Get it cleaned up. Now look, if I can help in any way, let me know. I'm just kind of presenting my art. Here we go with a whip stitch. Okay, yeah, this is cool. That fabric that I was using, it's really thick. Okay, so when I say thick, I mean I couldn't even stick a needle through it. That's how thick it is. So I got these big giant honking needles, and I got me a nail and a hammer and nail, and just kind of created like holes all the way around this rug to be able to do that whip stitch. And as you can see there, it's not hard to do. It's super easy to do, and like the whip stitch is going to give it more of a refined look. You're not going to have those rough edges. You're going to have that looping material, looping yarn that goes all the way through it and all the way around, and it's going to add some sturdiness to it and just kind of add another flavor, you know, to it. If you want to do that, I seen somebody do it, and I was like, dude, I got to do that because that looks good. You know, you have people that say, oh, you got to send it off somewhere and have somebody do it professionally. You don't have to do that. You can do it yourself if you want to do it. You know, if you use a lighter material that's not so thick, you may not do the hammering part of it. You may not have to do that. But that material, I really like it. It's like an upholstery material. And I'm like, you know, dude, that's the way to go. So that's what I did on this. Went all the way around. It's very time consuming to do that part of it. But, you know, I'm doing these as one-offs. I'm not planning on doing a production line. I'm planning on doing individual works of art, you know, that can be sold and collected to the people that collect my artwork. Okay, so this is the final piece. I think it turned out really good. I hope you like it. I know I like it. I think it looks great. But I started in Illustrator and went all the way through the process to make it, projected it onto the thing, onto the background, onto the tufting material, and then went from there all the way through. I signed it, dated it, it's ready to go, and we'll see where it ends up. And I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for viewing and joining me here today. I'm gonna be making more videos. I hope you'll watch them. I hope you'll like them, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. You know, and if you reach out to me, show me some love or whatever, you know, or make a comment, I'll reply to you. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope you get into this, and I hope you're having fun doing it if you are doing it. And whatever process you use, you know, I think that's awesome. I'm just sharing some of my things that I've learned along the way. And happy tufting, okay? All right.